So, hi, thank you both again for showing me what you accomplished through this project. It was really amazing, and I thought the way you both presented the work and talked about it was also really clear. Um, I thought maybe we could start just by introducing ourselves. Also, since you have no idea who I am. So my name is Dixie Ching. I'm a user experience researcher at Google. And that just simply means, and so my role in a product team is to bring a product in whatever stage it's in. It could be even an idea, or it could be a paper prototype, or a very simple, like a set of like design mocks, and then something that was coded that really simply to a final product, to bring that to users and to get their feedback so that our team can continuously make the right decision and meet our goals, which is to provide value to users in certain ways. And then I also bring the voice of the user into our discussions, because they can't always be with us. So I try to empathize and understand their needs and their daily lives and what devices they use and what their internet is like, so that I can advocate for the most number of users being able to use our product. So that's a little bit about me. Who wants to go next?
Aubrey, you want to go next?
Sure. I'm Aubrey. I'm in 7th grade at GMS, and I worked with Pi-Chuan with making my rollerball project.
Cool.
Cool. My name is Pi-Chuan. I am the mentor. I am a software engineer at Google, work on genomics. So the experience working with Aubrey is actually really fun, because I think one thing I like about mentoring is being able to work on something new for me and interesting for the mentee. And I think this mentorship has been great because I also have an opportunity to learn Unity with Aubrey, and then also kind of learn from her experience, and then she pick up a lot of things actually faster than I do. So it has been really rewarding experience.
Yeah, the expertise you clearly showed, Aubrey, around Unity was really impressive in such a short amount of time. Cool. So I prepared a few questions. The first few questions are for the both of you. So first, how did you hear about Magic, and what made you decide to join this program?
Should I go first?
Sure.
Okay. For me, I learned about Magic from my mom because she already knew I liked coding, but then she also was like, this would be a good opportunity for you to meet someone that has actually been in the STEM field. And I thought that was a good idea, so I came and applied for Magic, and then it turned out being really fun.
Awesome.
For me, I started, sorry, my dog is in the background squeaking a toy. I started mentoring for Magic actually in 2008. So it was a long time ago. So I heard about it from when I was attending the Grace Hopper Celebration Conference, and I heard Ira talking about it. So it has been 13 years, I guess. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, incredible. You've been there every step of the way, sounds like. Wow. Awesome. So if there was a person who was sort of on the fence about joining, and again, this is for both of you, if you care to answer it. If a person was sort of on the fence about joining as either a mentor or a mentee, what would you say to that person to kind of encourage them to join?
I would say that it was it was a good experience to learn about something that you're passionate about, whether it be something like some of the sixth graders did, which were creating something that was like can help the world, or if you just want to make something fun like a game. Both of them were really fun and good experiences because you get to learn like many different things with whatever you're doing, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and if it's a mentor, I guess I think some of the hesitation I've seen before, just like people haven't done it before. People are worried about, what am I going to teach, etc. But I feel like having a kind of be open-minded and to know that a lot of times your mentee can teach you as well. I think that usually is something a lot of mentors need to learn. And once you get over the, what am I going to teach? I think just having fun together is something that is important to keep in mind.
Oh yeah, totally true. And then finally, what was it like doing a project remotely? Were there positive things? And then of course, people often talk about the negative things. So I'd love to hear about both sides of it from you.
Something I think definitely was positive from working remote was just being able to have access to the different applications at all times. Because I know, like, if you're in person, sometimes you can't access certain stuff. Because I know for sure that GMS has a specific Wi-Fi. Like, you can't access different videos or things like that. So it might block you out. I'm not sure about, like, if you went to other schools. That was a definite thing. In person definitely would be good because you could, I guess it gives you a chance to bond more with your mentor. And then there's also like having in-person stuff, like being able to, I know for other people, like they build machinery, like that might be helpful.
Yeah, basically what Aubrey said. I think for this particular mentorship, it's actually pretty good on remote because I asked Aubrey to share a screen. It actually works out pretty well. But in my previous mentorships, I think, if you're building hardware together, I would imagine it's a lot easier in person.
Great. All right. So now I'm just going to ask some questions for Aubrey. I was going to ask you what prefabs were. You already answered that during your presentation. So I'll move to my next question, which is, what did you do when you got stuck on something?
For the first start of the making our project, we actually followed a lot of Unity tutorials because those were helpful. And I think there was like a community where you could like ask, is there something that's wrong? Or like see already answered questions. So like there's like an FAQ. And then we mostly just worked together to try to find like what went wrong. We also looked at different videos and things like that. Like
that's all great strategies. Yeah. Next, I was wondering if you could share something with a person who's thinking about making a 3D platform game. Like, what advice would you give them?
I feel like an important thing is to like know how to do a lot of like the specific stuff, like coding the different assets and things. But I think a large part of it was actually getting to know like the camera angle and other different spaced out different things. Sorry.
Oh, no worries.
Just getting to know like what you want to build in the 3D world, because there's different assets or different like blocks you can use to build, such as like rectangles and spheres in the actual Unity, but then there's also things like polybrush and polybrush and Pro Builder. And those things we started playing around with but didn't get into as much. But it just depends, like you usually have to have like a good working character to actually move around to get a feel for how you want the thing how you want it to flow, I guess.
Got it. Cool. All right. My final question is for both of you. Thank you again for your time. I just really appreciated everything, and I really loved this event and would love to come back and do more. Wanted to know, what was something kind of surprising you learned about the other person during this process?
Are you talking about like mentor-mentee surprising?
Anything that was surprising or something you learned that you're like, oh, that's great, or wow, I didn't know that, or anything you want to bring up.
It's a bit random because like we were just getting to know.
We love random, yes.
During one of our meetings. But I found out, because we were talking about TV shows we liked, I found that Pi-Chuan also has watched Fringe before. And that was interesting.
I had a little cardboard cutout of September in one of my back windows at one point. Yeah. How about you, Pi-Chuan?
I think for me, I remember at some point I was suggesting that Aubrey making a recording of her work, and I was just thinking like a small like recording, screen recording and walkthrough, and she made this like, you know, basically the thing that she showed for demo, and I was like, wow, I was like, where did you learn that kind of, you know, video editing skills? Like, where did that come from? That was super surprising and very, very impressive.
I can totally relate. I think I was thinking that same thing while she was going through it today.
Thank you.
Well, thank you both. It was wonderful to meet you. I hope we can all keep in touch. And yeah, it was just such a great experience to be part of the little part of magic, and it was a magical time. So thank you both, and have a good rest of the day or evening.